You really do sometimes get to see some very strange things at the poker table. There's a difficult river decision for this player. He's been tanking and tanking, it's a big call. And then all of a sudden, he pretends to drop a chip on the floor. And then he's going under the table and he's trying to he's looking around. Anyway, the guy next to him, with the clock on him, I said, right, stop going under the table looking for pitfalls. And the guy then insta-folded, maybe caught out. The next one, I'm sitting there, I'm watching a pot develop, and on the river, there's 4 to straight, 2, 3, 4, 5. A European guy didn't speak particularly great English, started tapping something into his phone. And then he shows his phone to the dealer. And the dealer tries to ignore him because he can't really get involved in the hand. And he shows him again. And we're looking at this, a very, very strange situation. And then the dealer just turned around and looked at this guy and went, yes. The guy then called. He lost the pot because the guy had a 6 to give a top end of the straight. And what he was asking him was whether or not an ace he had in his hand actually was a low card, which gave the bottom end of the straight. Maybe it might have been better for him if he'd actually thought it was only a top end card and didn't give him a straight, because he would have not called the bet on the river. Odd. And finally, a hand example. Sometimes you can get out of line against players who are quite loose, open very, very frequently, and with small sizes. You can actually 3-bet to isolate them, but you got to play the post-flop situation much better than I did in this particular hand. See if you can spot my fatal flaw. So I 3-bet the loose player in the low jack. And he calls. Mono flop, checks to me, and I go really small, trying to induce either a raise with a very strong hand like a flush or ace high flush draw, or sets. He just calls. Paired turn, he checks. His range hasn't really changed. He might just be slow playing here. So I go small again to try and get him to raise rather than take my showdown value. Calls again. 9 brick. He checks. This situation, don't think he's got a flush. So I'm aiming to fold out under pairs to the queen. I don't have to go very big, I don't think here. Triple barreling. I go 50, calls 8-6 suited that he opened with, and then called a 3-bet. What a player.